Everett every day. And so this is our school, just so you have a visual. If we were really looking at active engagement, I would say, please read this with me. But I think you can read that. We do have students from here and around the world. And so it is an amazing, inspiring place. Just briefly, some demographics. And that's just demographics. It doesn't tell our story. It doesn't tell who we are. But it does tell you that we have both a number of challenges and a number of opportunities. So we kind of talk that we walk around with a burden of opportunities because we know that we can make a difference for our kids. Again, more demographics. But it matters what we do with who we are. That slide didn't come out, but it shows that we have a lot of different languages. We have a family literacy program at Everett, and we have 20 mothers, immigrant refugee mothers, who come every day from 8:30 to 10:30. They learn English, they go to their child's classroom, and they spend time with their child in the classroom, and then they spend time once a week together. And so we've had we're starting our 5th year. We had a new program funded by the Toyota Corporation called Family Learning. And these are the 4 components. And so we really focused on the family service learning. Our mothers who are in this program, they have so much to give, so many talents. So this is our message to families. We were asked if we wanted to be a participant, and we said sure. We didn't know what it was. But we said yes, any opportunity for our families and children, you bet, we will. And so we said to the parents, well, okay, it's about family learning, and here's some more intended outcomes. And I know I'm going to go through this quickly, but I know you can read again as well. We said, well, what do you want to learn? That's what we said to them. It's about family learning. It's something that you might want to learn. And then we really went to, well, what do you want to teach? What can you share with others? And these are some examples then of what our parents said that they would like to teach, what they could teach. Our Korean mothers are excellent weavers, and we have excellent cooks, and they could teach volleyball. They have such a wealth of talents. And this is just an example then of what they could. So our end goal was, let's teach each other about our cultures. Let's have you teach our staff, and let's have you teach our students, and then ultimately the community. And so that's what we're working on, and that's what I want to share with you today. They have very in-depth ideas of, we can talk about how we care for elders. We started with, and of course our mothers are learning English, so we started with sentence frames. So the first one was, my name is, my family is from, an important thing for my culture is. And parents had a chance then to practice saying this in English. And so this is where they're filling out their form of English. They shared with each other. They came and shared native dress, their flags, their food, and these are pictures of our families. This was a display that we have in our school, and we built it one sentence frame at a time. And we had our parents ask us, or tell us, what would you like to tell us on the sentence frames? They put them in the hallway, and then kids were so excited to see their moms. This is a picture of them talking to our staff about their culture. We had different presentations. And then we celebrated at the end because we have immigrant women who are learning English, and they're willing to share with our staff in English about some of their story. And so there's just a sample of what our teachers thought about this. This was the most proud they've ever been to be a staff member at Everett. And so then we always keep moving forward. And so the next one is, can we have our parents share culture with kids? And so they worked for many weeks to write the games in English and in their native language. And here's an example. This is Spanish and English. And then they did it. And so last year they did 2 different clubs. And it was so neat to see the parents teaching their own children and teaching other children from Everett how to do these games, which maybe some of us learned as kids. And maybe not the same exact games, but just some really basic games, not video games, but just how can we teach that culture? Yeah. Korean families, a lot of them went to the Thailand refugee camps, and so there was very little. So they learned how to make jump ropes using rubber bands. So they taught the kids how to make the rubber bands, and then they had the kids learn this game. So it was quite incredible. Just some simple clapping games, a hide and guess game. This is just a wonderful game. It builds such community, but all you need is 5 little pebbles to play this game. And so the parents, again, taught their kids. So what did the parents think of it? Well, we played with them. They were excited. We were pleased. And then the older kids really saw the leadership in their parents. And they wanted them to come back, and they wanted them to be the leader every Monday, even though it was just some Mondays. And then we said, okay, well, let's keep moving. Let's talk about the effort that it takes to come to a new country and to learn a new language and to learn content while you're learning English. And it's just this complexity given the demographics. And so we really said this was our message, both to our kids and to our staff and to our families. And so there was an article by Leonard Pitts, and we've come so far as educators at Everett. We've come so far, but we can't go from Miami to Seattle and then stop at Kansas City. So our analogy was we're going from Miami all the way across the country to Seattle, but we really, have we reached Kansas City? And that's what we're always asking ourselves. Are we doing enough? Have we gone far enough? How will we get there? Well, we know that effort makes that difference. So we said our parents, their whole life is an effort story. And so who better than to share with our kids and with our staff about their effort? So basically, through this grant, we were able to provide computers. And so the parents learned how to use computers, and these are our parents in our program. And we really didn't know how to go from the writing process to screencast, and that was our goal, using technology. So we had the parent leadership. Alicia brought this storyboard that she created, and we didn't know quite how to get there, going from sentence frames to this. But she said, well, I just brought my little storyboard. And she had the pictures and had it written in English, and then she became the model for us to get there. So then we bought little storyboards in for everybody, and parents brought pictures. And here they're learning how to upload pictures to a computer. And I couldn't find my cord one day, and I said, well, where did my cord go? Well, Julia already had it. She was already using it. She was diving right in. And then, again, these beautiful storyboards about their families. So the practice, the collaboration, the working together, and then recording that screencast because we wanted this to be in their voices. And Rosa was so incredibly nervous. She said, I couldn't even remember how to speak Spanish, and that's her native language. So I'm sitting there with her, and she's not finding a word. I understand Spanish, but I don't speak it. It's not my native language. And so I'm giving her the Spanish because she's just so, it's just nerve-wracking to say it in English and then to translate it back in Spanish. And yet to me it seemed, well, Spanish, it's got to be simple. But it's not always so simple. And here's Leticia, or Minerva, excuse me. So then it's like, well, what did you think about this, parents? Always trying to reflect. And so here's some concepts of what they thought. And then just the discovery. And then here's just an example. They made their PowerPoints. This is Rosa. And we shared them with the kids. And then we said, what did you think about that? And they said, well, it was good because we don't talk about ourselves in depth. And they could choose to share more with them. The memories, some cried. Some really couldn't finish the project because it was just too hard. So. And then the children, well, they were proud of their parents. They said, well, how did you know how to do that? We didn't know you could do that. That's what I'm learning in school. But some real in-depth things, too. And that's what. So we did do one last celebration with our parents. We couldn't take them anywhere. We said, well, let's go out to eat. So I thought we could go to La Mexicana when it was still around because I thought that would be great food. And they said, could we really go to the Golden Corral? We'd rather go there. And of course, I don't know why I didn't think to ask them. And so we did. We went to the Golden Corral and had a great time. And then they did CPR and first aid training this summer, and then they're continuing to help children and parents at our school. And so back to the objective. I hope you just know a little bit more about what we're doing at Everett. And this is just one story of the great things that are happening in schools across Lincoln and across our state. So, okay, thank you.